Good morning and much thanks for being with us on UBC TV. Welcome to the extra, an extension of Good Morning Uganda Extra. I'm Robert Chirabonyonyintono. Well, it's a fairly good weather, I must say. It was raining in the early hours, but now at least I want to predict or guess that in the 5 divisions of Kampala, it has stopped raining. Because when I look outside my window here within the studios, the weather seems very cool, but still, you must carry a cardigan in case of any eventualities. But that's the reason why you should watch Good Morning Uganda, because you have a weather segment and you get to know how the day is going to be. Now, today, in this particular extension, we are going to be discussing something very important. This concerns a number of us. In 2012, if my memory serves me right, and indeed it does, Umeme introduced what we call the prepaid meters. Now, people were moving away from someone coming to your home, reading your meter, then billing you, then someone coming and bringing a bill to you. Now we went digital, we moved from the analog, and now they introduced the Yaka. Commonly we call them Yaka meters. It is installed in your home by your mobile phone. You're just able to pay, even if you're bathing, and electricity goes off, you don't have to worry, as long as you have credit on your phone, because you simply get to your phone, depending on which network you are, a few digits there, and miracles happen. And one would wonder, how does money from the phone then go, then how does the system, but something we all embraced, and some of them, you can even move with it. You annoy me, one of the easiest way, I move with my Kathy. Some are chargeable, mine is not chargeable. I've ever visited a friend who has one that also needs umeme again to give very complicated, but that's technology. All were very excited. Now, a few months back, we received information that these Yaka meters have to be upgraded. Because you may wake up, you want to pay, and you get some units there, and your meter cannot do what it does every day. Now, joining me on set to discuss this, I have Mario Ouma, who is the stakeholders manager relations at Umeme. And we are going to be discussing more, also teaching us and understanding. Now, upgrading? Okay. You're most welcome, Mario, to our studios.
Thank you very much. And good morning, my viewers and the proud people of Uganda. Always a pleasure to come and share ideas with you.
Now, to begin with, when we talk about these Yaka meters,
yes,
what exactly is going to be happening? Because people have received information that they may wake up when these meters are next to useless, if not upgraded.
Okay. Thank you, moderator. Probably it sounds more scary than it actually is. Like any other technology which is deployed, it has a lifetime. The technology of Yaka is 30 years old, and it is about time to upgrade it. Now, if we may borrow an example of the ordinary applications we have on phones, they all usually send us messages that upgrade.
Yes.
If it is Yaka, if it is YouTube, if it is WhatsApp, they tell you upgrade. And because it's a phone, you just click a button and it upgrades itself. Now, with the car technology, because it is fixed, we cannot press a button and it upgrades itself. So what we did with the engineers, we derived a way of updating its software. Now what happens is, like, I can borrow an example of what we are seeing in the telephones. We move from 1G to 2G to 3G, now 4G. It's something similar. Around the world, the people who manufacture prepaid metering technology are not very many. And that prepaid metering technology applies for electricity, it applies for gas, it applies for water. And they are saying that this technology is now 30 years old and must be upgraded. So what we are doing as a utility, which is serving Ugandans, about almost 2 million Ugandans, We are saying we have a definite date when that technology will no longer be supported. We are trying to avoid the worst case scenario. And that is why we are saying we can work together with our customers through a self-service approach to ensure that their meters are upgraded so that they are compatible with the technology behind, which enables you to buy your car remotely on your phone and input it, and you have electricity. So not just the hardware you see at home, there's technology behind it which enables you to have a self-service option. So the self-service option behind has already been upgraded. Now we need to upgrade the software we have at home in our technologies, in our equipment, so that it can be compatible with the back office applications. So it's nothing really magical. It's no more upgrade of technology like we have always had.
Now, just to get you clear, before we throw stones at you, is this only for Uganda or all over the world that are using this system? They're upgrading, because there are people who are saying, now you see, this was something they could that was soon happening. Why do they make umeme? So is this something that other countries using the same technology also have to upgrade, or is it only Uganda's case?
Moderator, this technology is not indigenous to Uganda. It is both technology.
Yes.
It's global technology. So the same is happening all over the world. In fact, our colleagues here in Kenya have a problem of 6.8 million users. They have to upgrade their software because at the back of it, the technology we deploy is similar.
Yes.
So they have to update it. It's not only Uganda, it's not only Kenya, not Africa only. It's happening in Hong Kong, happening in Australia, happening in the US, and so on and so forth. And as a country, we began upgrading the meters long ago. And as we speak, we are around 350,000 customers who are already upgraded. Most of those who applied for power, for example, in the year 2022, most of them got meters which are already upgraded. About 170,000 customers were given meters which are already upgraded. And that technology, the new technology we are talking about, should be able to last up to another 40 years without needing to upgrade. And we know that in 40 years' time, probably the technology will be very different and we have to change things. So this is a one-off upgrade which enables technology which we deployed at that time to be compatible with the latest vending technology. And it's a one-off operation. You input the changes and make them once, and that is it.
Now, let's also look at how this is going to be done. Yes, who does it? I do it like I do on my phone. Your staff come in.
Currently, moderator, we are approaching the issue of your car upgrade from two perspectives. Ideally, it's always better for a utility to empower the customer to serve himself or herself. So that is the preferred approach. Customers are empowered to upgrade their meters themselves. But we know that there may be a few challenges here and there. So alongside that approach, which is customer-centric, we are also having a team on standby to assist those who fail to upgrade. So we are using two approaches, the self-service option and also sending women technicians, especially to handle those cases where the customer has tried and has not been able to succeed.
So customer trying, how do I upgrade my Yaka meter? And when should this begin?
So currently, the upgrade is largely happening around Kampala. Largely. We began with Chitintale as a pilot to see, okay, when we start this technology, how does it go? Wanted to get a proof of concept. Yes, it is happening in other countries. We know it works. But Ugandan context, we wanted to see how it goes. And we piloted with Chitintale at the beginning of the year. On 2nd of January is when we started. And we started with sending technicians to roll over your meters. And then we saw that there are many challenges and many opportunities in there. And we said, okay, but this approach of people climbing poles and upgrading meters will take a long time. So we decided, alongside it, to introduce the self-service option. And actually, most customers would like to have the self-service option because it means that I am in charge of my affairs myself. If I can do it myself, then I don't need help. So we tried it in Chitintal, and we saw that out of about 37,000 customers, we probably are around, after 1 month, we're about 90% done. So we introduced another batch, which is Greater Banda in Umeme setting, is actually Nakawa division, both divisions of, both constituencies of Nakawa. So in Umeme setting, we have the office of Naria, we have the office at Ntinda, and we have the office at Chileka and Namanve. We put all those customers in the basket to roll over themselves when they next vend. And then we saw that they were making progress. There were a few challenges here and there, but they were few. As we speak, we are approaching 65% in 2 weeks upgrade for that region. So we added another batch recently. Another batch is Wandegea, our Wandegea office, which is Kawempe division. We added it as well, and it is progressing. I think by the end of today, we should be about 22% in 4 days, 5 days. So we are going piecemeal for now. But we know that within a week or two, we shall add other areas. We hope that by the middle of this month, we should have finished the whole of Kampala, Greater Kampala. Greater Kampala in Umeme setting includes even Entebbe, it includes Mukono, includes Greater Bombo, and it also includes the whole of Akiso district. We should be done by the middle of this month, and then we open out. We know that we have about 1.4 million more customers to add. We have so far knocked off about 350 to 400. We know that this must be done, because if we don't do it, then it should be costly for the country, because if you can't upgrade the meter technology, it means we have changed the meter itself. And that will be a $200 million investment.
When's the deadline?
Deadline is November 24th.
November 24th. We aren't very far from November.
We believe that by the end of March, April, we should be done. We should be done.
The good thing is I don't think we have Yaka up country.
We do actually.
Because
the Yaka technology is now universal.
Because even in Kampala, there are homes that don't have Yaka meters.
Very few.
I've come across many. They still have the other version.
There are many reasons why some few. But out of about 1.9, almost 2 million customers, we're talking about less than 5,000 who still have the old meters. Yeah.
So you believe, Mario,
yes,
you believe Umeme will have succeeded in having this by the time we hit November?
By the time we come out of this weekend, for the small areas I've told you, Greater Kampala, by the time we come out of this weekend, we should be at about 25%. Over the entire database of Umeme, the entire country, 25% will have been knocked in about a month, which was the pilot month. Now we have learned how the system works. We have seen a few challenges here and there. We think that we can actually pull it off in 2 more months or 3 maximum.
Now, what is involved in this update? You talked about people climbing poles, then you talk about me doing it myself. I have my climbing skills, so how does it happen?
I would not advise the like yourself to climb poles. Certainly, because I believe that you are not trained to climb poles, and you don't have the equipment, and you even don't have the skills. You don't know what to do to update your software. So the easiest option is for us to initiate your account, your Yaka account in the system, so that when you come to buy Yaka, when you need electricity, you will be given 3 tokens, 3 series of numbers. Normally, when you want Yaka, you pay and you get one long figure. That is the one you put in your meter.
And I always ask myself, why is it that very long? Sometimes you're just from bed and then you're going, we have little Yaka, and you miss a digit. Why is that very long?
That is all a part of the security. Because I don't know. I don't know your training, but it's all about something called permutations and combinations. When you are developing a series, it's like you have seen people along the streets. They say kanofuna, kanotofuna, and they move things around and say, tell you about the correct one. Now, that's the technology which is taken to a higher level. It's all about chance. We input 20 digits. The probability that you will get all the 20 digits right is very, very small. It's very, very small. But the probability increases the fewer the digits.
Yes.
So for security reasons...
Some people are very smart when they had scratch cards.
Yes.
Yeah, they would draw. And then...
and that is one of the reasons why the upgrade is taking place. Because the owners of this technology saw loopholes in that technology and decided to do things to block that technology from being abused.
Yeah, Ugandans have become very... They'll tell you, star some digits, then you get... Yes, you had begun bypassing this.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, sons and daughters of Adam in this country are very crafty.
Whatever technology is made by man can still find a way around it. And as a utility, we try to do all things possible to make sure that we safeguard the investment and we give you an excellent service.
So we were still on how it's going to be done.
Yes. So what happens is that we shall go piecemeal. We shall go region by region or area by area and announce. If, for example, we're going to be on the belt of Entebbe Road, that is, from Umeme point of view, is Najanankumbi and Entebbe service centers. All the customers in that area, probably about 270,000 of them. We shall talk to them and tell them, now we are in your area, we are upgrading your car meters. We shall send messages to them on their phones. This is what happens. We have data about you when you register to apply for a new connection. So we have your contacts, we have your details. But we also know that people like you have houses which they build as a business.
Yes.
And other people stay in them, not you. So if we go by the data which you gave us at the beginning, we shall be communicating to the wrong person. So we look at your transactions. Who has been buying your car tokens in the last 1 month or 2 months? So the number which normally buys your car is the one we are sending a message to. That when you next buy your car, this is what you expect. You receive 3 tokens. When you get 3 tokens, input them the way you have normally been inputting your tokens when you are buying your car. There are 3, you put in the first one. Depending on the type of meter, there are about 3-4 meters, 3 types of meters. The most common is called conlog, which is grayish in color. When you input the first series of 20 digits, and you have done it well, you give it about 2-3 seconds, maximum 4, for the computer to set. Then you input the second one. You give it about the same time, 2-3-4 seconds. Then you input the third one, and you'll have upgraded your account, your Yaka meter. For one off, it will never happen again. You'll have done it just simply like that. Actually, we have realized that in most families, adults find it very hard to input those digits correctly.
Some have sight problems.
I met one of our customers. I think he stays in the greater area of, he stays around somewhere on Gaza Road. And he was saying, I tried it, I even slept in darkness, I failed. I said, okay, no problem. Let's do it together. So I asked him, do you have someone at home? He says, yes, I have my son, he's 9 years old. I said, good. Is it possible to contact him? He said, yes. So we called. And we told him, now move to what you call Yaka meter. Move to your Yaka meter. And when you reach there, I'll tell you what to do. And I got the message which he had on his phone and told him, now you input these digits. And I read the digits one by one. And on the first attempt, this 9-year-old got it right. But the Muzee had struggled and they had even slept in darkness. With the same information we had, there was nothing new we added, but because we're adults and we have so many things going on in our heads, we have so many things going on and we cannot concentrate on the several digits. And sometimes we miss a digit or we add another one or something. But It's very, very
But there's also sometimes where you buy it and then delays to come.
Now,
that message giving you, yes, they will tell you Airtel has received this amount, and you have that message, but the digits for you to put in take longer.
Now, again, there are several things, because there are several applications in the background which must interface with each other to give you an excellent service. You are paying umeme, but you are paying through a third party, isn't it? So along the way, so many things can happen. When you get a confirmation message that money has been deducted off your phone, it means umeme will receive that money. Clear? And it means, naturally, a token has been generated for you in exchange for the money you've paid. But the message coming back to you may be delayed because of a variety of reasons. In most cases, something to do with the network being congested or something small. Now, what we normally do is we ask customers like you and users like you to download the Umeme app. The Umeme app has a provision where you can see the last tokens you bought up to 9 times ago, 9 times behind. So once you pay Umeme and the message is not coming, you check that app for the last token. It will be there displayed very easily. And the app is free. But Ugandans want to...
You go to Google Play stores, then
yes, it is
you download Umeme app.
Yes. So Ugandans would prefer TikTok, WhatsApp, but applications which actually they interface with naturally because of the nature of our system, the nature of our economy. Sometimes they don't download.
Maybe there isn't something that someone was asking, do you watch? You know, there are things that they will watch very fast. Yeah. But if that app doesn't have do you watch and it's not there, well, now I'll be going for a short break. And when we return, we'll still be looking at more regarding the upgrade of Umeme Yaka meters. I have a competent guest to discuss this from Umeme, who is the manager, stakeholders, and relationships there at Umeme.
Correct.
And of course, we are discussing upgrading of these meters. Remember, by November, if you've not upgraded your Yaka meter, you will not be able to use that meter or just munzikiza. You'll be in a blank, and then sometimes when you want to get these people, not all the time are they available. And that is something we're going to discuss later on. Stay with us.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Tarehe Sita is a crucial day in Uganda's history. It is marked annually to remember the day when the National Resistance Army, led by Yoweri Museveni and 27 armed men, attacked Kabamba military barracks in Mubende district. The attack led to the 5-year Luwero Bush War that brought President Museveni to power on 26 January 1986. This year, the 43rd Tarehe Sita celebrations will be held under the theme celebrating the people's struggle for unity, security and peace for socio-economic transformation. The event is on Tuesday 6th February at Bugweri.
The energy of this land was born in the hearts of these men, of these women. It comes to life in the power of these colors and the memory of these scents. The energy of this land comes from here. It comes from Africa, and it vibrates in each of us.
And powered by Africa.
Oryx Gas, powered by Africa.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour fog? Yes, it packed. It will protect your skin from skin rashes. More with pack. It is a new, improved more with Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth. It is a more with Harbour jelly.
Tell me, kids, the sense. Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Herbal Jelly and Herbal Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit All Day Confidence.
Welcome to Dade Nursery and Primary School, Luzira, a school that gives your child a positive learning environment that makes them feel comfortable and safe. We are a progressive year-round nursery and primary school, providing a child-centered approach to early learning, collaborative family atmosphere, and a safe, inspiring environment that encourages exploration and creativity. Dade Nursery and Primary School offers a wide range of co-curricular activities that promote teamwork, physical and mental development, including ballet, soccer, basketball, piano, and home economics. Admissions are in progress from baby class to P7, starting from the 8th of January to the 5th of February 2024. Find us at the first left turn after Oryx Service Station towards Luzira.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break. Thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. We are still looking at upgrading of the car meters, or the prepaid meters that many of us have in our homes, where you just use your phone and buy tokens, then you have electricity. Once it's getting over, you're left with few units, you just get on mobile money, purchase. Now, come November, if you've not upgraded, that meter will not be able to give you electricity. You must have upgraded that. And Umeme says we'll be receiving messages when they're in our areas, so you will simply then go and buy units for electricity, but you'll get 3 types of messages. The first message will come, you use your phone like you're loading, get that, then wait, load the other, and you've upgraded your meter for the next 40 years. Now, there are so many questions when it comes to these meters. Personally, sometimes I don't understand how much a unit is. I don't understand. Sometimes I get so much than what I've paid for. Sometimes, at one time I thought each unit was 1,000 shillings. So I knew if I put my 50K, I have this much, and my boys can enjoy and daughters cook on anything. Then later I didn't at the beginning, my first loading of the month, I got so much. Then in between, even when I say last time I got this amount of units, I put the same money, I get less. Okay. Whereas the other meter, I could at least know how to calculate that. Then also, sometimes my neighbors who are not on Yaka, if electricity is a bit low, for them they're enjoying life. For me, who has this prepaid meter, either it's I can't cook, I can't, yet these ones, I don't know the technology they apply. But one thing is they're not on Yaka. So they're enjoying life better than I am, which is not an offense. But we should all enjoy the same.
Correct. Now, there are two issues you raise. The first one is to understand the Yaka units when you buy. How are the calculations made? And the second one you are raising is a local problem which needs to be worked on from a technical point of view. This hope I can remember all the two. We start with the one of if I have the same money, if I have the same money, 10,000, I get different units if I buy twice. Why? Okay, let's begin from the beginning. Umeme implements what government says. And Umeme is temporarily implementing the distribution element of the energy sector on behalf of the government of Uganda. Ideally, service provision is a government obligation to citizens. So, behind it, Umeme has regulators who has a regulator who sets the tariff. Determines that a unit will cost this much. It's done by government through the regulator called the Electricity Regulatory Authority. Now, every quarter, every 3 months, there's a press conference where they announce the rates which will apply in the next 3 months. The amount is not the same. It keeps changing. according to the available, according to the prevailing conditions. But be it as it may, the current cost of a unit of electricity for domestic customers is about 797.3 shillings. Now, there are many things there.
Listen to these technical people. Now, I calculate 700 point this, point that.
Simba wakati.
I think we round up and I know.
Okay, we round up.
Why cannot
Okay.
this?
Orunana kali. Tukambe orunana. But you see, we're talking about gigawatt hours. We're talking about lots of units. So if we round off that 1 point something, will amount to several million shillings. And Ugandans will complain
Let's
that.
Continue.
Ugandans will complain
Maybe
that.
I have some technical watching there.
Be it as it may, we have the cost of electricity being set by the regulator. The regulator speaks in the name of government of Uganda.
So which is hard for me to know how much I'm getting from
They
my
actually
money.
announce in a press conference every 3 months and publish in all the papers. And Umeme also carries those rates. When you check the Umeme website, they're there.
Okay.
There's no secret about it. Now, Ugandans are very interesting. And in my thinking, we are a country of crybabies. When His Excellency, the President, extends electricity to people, he makes people access services, in this case electricity. They say, Your Excellency, we see electricity has reached our village, even our health center has electricity. We see the poles around passing, but we are too poor to pay for the power because the unit is very expensive.
Which is true.
Which is partly true. I would say
Yes.
partly, and I will explain why.
Okay.
So they said, we cannot afford. And His Excellency, in his wisdom, asked the experts, omuntu wa bulijjo eyandibadde akozesa tadooba ayota amasanyalaze genkana ki omwezi. So they did a number of simulations and they agreed at 15 units. Actually, with the 15 units, if you are using power for ordinary lighting and the radio here and the TV, you can go for a whole month. So he directed that, in that case, we need to support omuntu wa wansi by some sort of subsidy. And therefore, they introduced what we call a lifeline unit. A lifeline unit is a subsidy for the first 15 units which we get as domestic customers. We get them, I've told you, a unit costs about 800 shillings. But because this is umutu wa wansi, they slashed it to 250 shillings. That is 3,750 shillings. You get your 15 units.
Now, if you failed mathematics, please try as much as possible. We are back at this subject. But the good thing is, we hope by the end of the technical explanations, you will know how much units you get. So continue with...
Moderator.
I didn't move with the calculator.
These are ordinary things. These are ordinary things.
Now good, you said 10,000.
10,000. The first thing which government of Uganda does is to remove VAT, which is 18%. So for mutwalo jako lukumulunana. Lugenze for taxes, VAT. It applies to all of us, domestic customers and industrial customers, but the amounts are different. Okay, the amounts are the same, 18%, 18%. Now, after removing 18% from mutwalo,
10,000.
Lugenze. The next deduction which will be made once a month is service fee. Service fee is 3,360 shillings.
Now, Lukumulunana, that is 1,800 gone. Now 3,000 what?
3,360 shillings.
Enkumi satu mubitano.
Mubisatu.
Enkumi satu
Munkaga.
Yes,
it's gone. It's a one-off. Why? Because we know that the network we have will at one time need to be replaced. And we're not going to ask you for money. The government of Uganda draws from that account and says, replace this meter, replace these poles, replace this solid, replace this transformer. So that's the service fee we contribute. It's not money which goes to Umeme, it's money which goes to government of Uganda, but through Umeme. So after those mandatory deductions have been made, now the next deduction will be the lifeline units, which is 3,750, as I explained. And you get your 15 units. What will be left is 1,000, about 1,100 or something, which can give you 1 point something units. So omutwalo ogumu osobola okufuna units 16. Omuludo ogusooka 15 units may not be enough for you, or 16 units may not be enough for you. Ngojayo omutwalo omulala, maybe after 1 week or 2 weeks, ogula amasanyalaze. Kati awo mathematics wejiramu.
I got 16, now I'm going to get
something else. Let's move slowly. The first deduction will be government of Uganda tax, VAT. Gone. Now, I say the service fee is once a month. Once a month is a calendar month.
Now that means on the first entry you deducted service fee.
So it doesn't apply.
Yes.
You cannot get lifeline units again. You also get lifeline units once a month. So therefore, from omutwalo gumu bw'ojjako 1,800 ezisigadde zonna tujja zigulamu units ku bbeeyi eri gye baagereka shillings 800. So we get the balance of mutwalo gumu, then you divide by 800 shillings and you will get 11 units.
I hope if I had someone home I'll do this.
Simanyi oba okitegedde. Omutwalo ogusooka ofunye units 16. Omutwalo oguzzeeko ofunye units beka.
So the magic here is the lifeline units that I get per month or my first transaction that make me see that I have more units than the other. I think because not taking service fee still, but that is the magic. I think that is where people get confused, because now you have the other, because this is only done in your first transaction a month.
Yes.
That is when you get more units than what the previous.
And moderator, a month is not a calendar month in this case. Because buli omu agula amasanyalaze ku budde bwe.
That's why I said the first transaction you make.
That is the right word. Abantu abamu balowooza nti since it is today is first, first second I should buy my electricity.
Yes, I'll get some
because I will get much. No. Nze bwe nali nsaba amasanyalaze twatandika okubala olunaku lwange olusooka 17. Because that's when I applied and I got power. Ate gwe, your first day was 7th. And somebody else, it was another day. So after a cycle of 28 days is a month. So my vending, my buying yaka is my program. It's all about me. So my month does not have to be your month. And therefore does not have to correspond with the calendar month. But as long as in the cycle, you buy the first time, you get your lifeline units, and the second time, the lifeline units don't apply.
Now let's go, time is flying, but let's go quickly. I have the Yaka meter in my house, but then there is another thing up on the pole.
Yes.
Not like a meter, but that box where sometimes there are so many and all that. Yes. I've had incidents where you see many people come, they climb up there, do whatever they are doing. Then after, you have challenges. Now with this upgrade, some people are scared, saying that they may fail not because they personally tampered with their yaka, but for no reason they are told, "Mita yo yakolachi." Someone disorganized and says, "But I don't know even how to climb this pole." Then you're telling me someone tampered with my box. I want to use the word box up there. So they are scared that as all this stuff, at such a time, I may fail to upgrade. Then Umeme tells me of issues I don't understand better.
Okay, first I want to correct you, the impression you have created. Yaka meter is up on the pole. What you have in the house is an interface which enables you to mirror what is happening in the meter up there.
Now that is why you are a technical person.
What you see in the house is just a mirror of what is the meter is saying. So the meter is up on the pole. Simanyo bonfuna. Mita yenyini eri ku muti. Naye akantu kano kolaba mu nju. Enables you to see what the meter is saying. So you can know that units zange zikendedde. I should add more units. The meter is up on the pole.
Oh, I was protecting more, which is here.
Now
I see why you might
in there I see two issues. Number one, waliwo abantu abamu who received that thing you call yaka. Naye nga kali mobile, you can put it in the socket and remove it. Now the design of that technology was that you leave it plugged in power because it continually communicates with the meter so that you have information there. Now some Ugandans carry it away or pocket it.
When I get annoyed, I move
It's
with
supposed to be there in the socket so that it can continually communicate with the meter so you know what is happening.
The wife and husband have issues, then the husband says, Kankatwali. Let me go with
that is the issue. So first, when maybe officers come to your home, they are supposed to introduce themselves to you, identify themselves, tell you the reason why they have come. But because we are small utility, the pole which serves you doesn't serve you alone.
Yes.
So it may serve you together with the 5 neighbors.
Mine has how many boxes up there?
Exactly. So when they come, you have a right to ask what they are going to do. And if you don't believe that what they are saying is genuine, you ask for their identities. Nze mu studio nenambye. Can you identify who I am?
Yes.
Exactly.
You have a serial number, you have a badge, you have a name, and even you've put on a reflector.
Correct. The same applies to all staff of Umeme. They have the same. They have an identity card which is issued by the company. They have a number which is unique. We can identify them by that unique number. But what happens is that Ugandans, when they say, hey, Umeme has come, they don't care. In there, some imposters also come in the name of Umeme and they get away with it. And it usually, there are times when, for example, people are looking for new connections and meters are not in stock temporarily. And very clever people come to sell you a deal. If you pay this amount of money, me, I will get you a meter express. That is rubbish. They steal it from the neighbor to sell you. So we are saying that when Umeme staff come to your territory, come to your compound, come to your neighborhood, you have a right to demand to know who they are and what they have come to do. Ngabo ogenda ku petrol station okugula amafuta noja ekizike bw'okiwa omusajja oli oba omukyalo oli otunulayo ko oba ogenda obeera ku bibyo ku simu.
Bankuba empewo. I'm very there. I have to check.
The same principle applies. The same principle applies. Somebody has come to your compound to serve you, but you have not asked him to come to your compound. You should be suspicious. Who is he and what does he want? Can I know who he is? If you have Umeme app, you get the unique number which is here. You put it in there. It will bring his photo and what he does.
Wow, good.
That's the way Umeme decided to find a way of dealing with the imposters.
Now, another question.
So, out of the when they tamper with it's rare that they tamper with the meter. Usually when Umeme staff have been sent, they have been sent because you have complained. There will be an issue which they have come to sort out. But we are aware that other people climb poles other than Umeme. Right now, the upgrade is for those who are of good standing. If your meter has been buying and has no issues, you should be able to update the software without any issues.
Okay,
if your meter has been having issues, that's the category I said we shall go and visit and help them to
now
update.
Can someone, when I have this prepaid meter, I'm paying but we are sharing? What do I mean? Leave alone houses, rentals, but someone either where we have the meters on the same pole, use some tech experts, of course, from Umeme.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Umeme ebaddewo emyaka 19.
Let me change.
So kusiba kati. Uganda got electricity in 1954. It has been producing technicians and engineers from 1954 when electricity was introduced on our economy up to date. So there are actors other than umeme in the system. Umeme is a subset of the actors in the system. So not everything that happens on your meter is related to umeme.
Engineer, are you a lawyer?
Yes.
Is there a technique that someone can use and I'm spending more, consuming more, yet there's another person who tapped into my meter, like the old technology, that someone can tap into your meter? Is it possible?
In theory, yes. It means somebody has attached himself to your solid.
Is it possible with this technology?
In theory, yes. If it happened before, because somebody consuming power, but you are the one paying, and you notice when the meter is running.
If I used to use...
it means some very clever person is tapping power from the meter box. So what you do, you reach out to women and say, something is not right. You come and check my installation and we see. And if there is somebody, we shall see.
Oh, that is very good.
But if you think it is running very fast, you still complain even if there is no one. You still complain, and we shall come with another meter and place it side by side. And we allow it to run for 1 week or a month, and we see. What this one says is supposed to be the same as this one says. Then we know that the meter is correct.
Are your services free?
Yes, they are free, absolutely free.
I usually go to Najana Kumbi, but getting our meme staff is like speaking to an angel. You have a problem, now here you're telling, no, come to our office, our staff will come. But when you go to Najana Kumbi, there are goddesses, gods getting them to come. Where do I report if I have such people who are being paid lump sum money and then they are not complying?
Moderator.
I don't know about other offices, I know about Najana Kumbi.
Moderator, your experience. Naturally, the customer is the best person to tell us how we are working. And we regret that you have had such an experience which is not pleasant. Now, a while ago, we introduced a self-service option. The need for you to go to the office is actually very, very minimal. I don't encourage you to go to office. Why? Because at UBC, we need you. There are people who are waiting for you. We are serving this country. I said at the beginning, if there is a self-service option available to the customer, we should deploy it so that the customer can actually serve himself without having to come to the office. Because coming to the office means you are leaving what you are doing.
Yes.
You can still reach us when you are doing other things. That is why we came up with several ways in which you can communicate with Umeme. Via Twitter, via WhatsApp, via Facebook, via direct calls, and so on and so forth. The numbers I will share with you, okay? But also, it's important that Ugandans know that they are our masters. We are servants of the nation, not the other way around. So therefore, if you come to Najana Nkumbi or any other office and you think you have been treated unfairly, please demand your rights as a citizen. And we see if there are bad apples in the system. Now, we deprive management of opportunity to get rid of bad apples when we don't bring up the bad apples. When you share your experience and say, I've been treated unfairly, we must find out why you have been treated unfairly. Where was the problem? Is it a training gap? Is it an issue of manners? Is it integrity related? Depending on the cause we shall have identified after a thorough investigation, we shall take action. But I want to believe that this is our country, and we demand, and we should demand the best of services from our service providers, including Umeme. And if I'm the problem, you should be able to reach out to my bosses and say, I've been treated unfairly by this person, and action will be taken.
Wow, that is what Ugandans want to hear. Practicability is something that I'll tell you later when I host him again. Now, time is up. We must get out of here. But before we do that, let me just have your final remarks regarding the topic of the day.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, moderator. And thank you, UBC. It has been a while. The last time I was in the studio of UBC, you were actually still at the other side of Nakasero.
Ah, God has given you life.
Yes. Yeah, surely. I am happy that there is progress which has been made, but I'm happy at the opportunity of giving me to talk to Ugandans, to talk to my countrymen and women, to tell them about a service which I think is very easy if we are patient. We send messages on people's phones. They have the messages, they never read them. And when they begin to try to update their software, they get stuck because they did not read the original message. So my appeal to you is that please communicate to us, read with the messages we send you. When you have challenges, reach out to us. We are available to serve you, and we shall always serve you until when our contract expires, which is about 11 months or 12 months away from today. Thank you very much for the opportunity you've given me.
Well, thank you so much, Amario Ouma, Manager, Stakeholders Relations, for your time and elaborate, good explanation. The fears now that many people had, what is going to happen after November, there's no need to worry, no need to panic. Let's look upon Umeme to see if they will move at that pace. Because given the number of people, you must up your game in terms of speed. November may not be very far, and we don't. But also you, Ugandan, you have a responsibility to know that they are in your area and also ensure that you upgrade your system. See you tomorrow, the God, Lord willing. Have a lovely day for God and my country.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Tarehe Sita is a crucial day in Uganda's history. It is marked annually to remember the day when the National Resistance Army, led by Yoweri Museveni and 27 armed men, attacked Kabamba military barracks in Mubende district. The attack led to the 5-year Luwero Bush War that brought President Museveni to power on 26 January 1986. This year, the 43rd Tarehe Sita celebrations will be held under the theme celebrating the people's struggle for unity, security and peace for socio-economic transformation. The event is on Tuesday 6th February at Bugweri.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Enyonta eno bwennuma nga nywako kumiro tayimwera nga nnozaako bwenva mu dduyiro mu miro nga nywako mu ofisi ya kwafinera gye munywerayo hydration time yeye kakwenywako the only water that can quench my thirst, yeah. Aquafina, we are good, good, good. Aquafina, hydration that is good, good, good. With essential one, then over 10 water bottle. Aquafina is my drinking water, my love. Oh, oh, oh.
In the production process of Aquafina, we expertly filter every drop, providing clear and perfect tasting water to help you keep hydrated with the added benefit of minerals. Aquafina is bottled by Pepsi Cola International in Uganda and is available at only 1,000 shillings.
The energy of this land comes to life in dreams and memories. It lights up in these nights and leads us towards new horizons. It was born in the hearts of these men, of these women. The energy of this land comes from here. It comes from Africa, and it vibrates in each of us.
I'm powered by Africa.
Oryx service stations, powered by Africa.
My name is Colonel Edith Nakarima Asuzwa. I head the State House Investors Protection Unit established by His Excellency Retired General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The Uganda Electronic Investors Protection Portal is a digital platform that empowers investors to get authentic information, make inquiries, report, verify, and receive feedback. The Electronic Investors Protection Portal serves all existing and prospective investors, both domestic and foreign, as well as the general public, through enabling whistleblowers to report any concerns about investing in Uganda. The electronic portal guides investors with important and necessary information on investing in Uganda. It also offers a quick reporting and enforcement mechanism while ensuring real-time feedback. The Uganda Electronic Investors Protection Portal gives you access to authentic information and resources that are designed to help you make informed investment decisions and avoid common pitfalls.
To access the portal, log on to protection.statehouseinvest.go.ug or visit our website www.statehouseinvest.go.ug. Email us on info@statehouseinvest.go.ug or call us on 0326 100630. Visit our office at Lumumba Avenue, Plot 51B, Nakasero Hill, Kampala, Uganda. The State House Investors Protection Unit, empowering investors.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
And not every fact is truth. Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
All on your public broadcaster. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Good evening and welcome to Behind the Headlines. My name is Timothy Nyangweso. Today we look at something very critical, closer to home for anyone in this country that is trying to develop or try to transform the education of this country. Education can break or make a nation. As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon. We look at graduations and even today, technical schools getting their results. We also see PLE results coming through. What does that mean for our education system? There is an education to what is happening. It was instituted in 2021. But also the curriculum we have, bits of it came in the 1800s. Changes need to be made. Are we still relevant in the current times? You can be part of the conversation, join the panel that is here. But let me get to the panel before I give you more details of what our discussion will look like. On the extreme end, he's no stranger in spheres everywhere finance education. He is Professor Dr. Suruma Ezra, was once a Minister of Finance, also former Chancellor of Makerere University. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, viewers. Good evening.
It's good to have you again.
Thank you very much.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
He is no stranger to discussing anything controversial, but also constructive on how this country moves forward. Professor Ndebesa Mwambusia is a historian, but also a don of history at Makerere University. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you, and good evening to the viewers.
It's good to have you, Professor.
Thank you.
Next to him, the two gentlemen that are there, it is their maiden appearance here on Behind the Headlines. We're joined by Dr. Richard Irumba, who is the acting director at the National Curriculum Development Center. He's here with us to give us perspective, especially on what curriculum we're doing and what projections transformation will be taking in the near future. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Timothy. Good evening, viewers.
If you have heard of anything wanting to change and transform education in this country, Victoria University, but also a propagator of transformational education in this country and the region. Good evening, sir.
Wonderful evening to you, Timothy, to our viewers. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in this evening.
Thank you very much. In a short while, we'll be joined by Professor Sarah Sali, who is a dean at the School of Gender and Women's Studies at Makerere University, and she'll be also bringing perspective here. Today I have professors and doctors. By the time the night ends, I might be knighted in some way or another. Join the show on 0709 60 25 92. Drop your text or WhatsApp there, or go to our X platform Hashtag UBC Behind the Headlines. Let us know what you think.